Hey everybody, welcome back. Fede Kaiganich here. Today I wanna make a video, sort of like a rant, about a few things I've been seeing during the last weeks, last days. Um, this is related to the new release from Behringer, the Centaur overdrive. A clone of the clone Centaur. Everyone online seemed to be outraged about this pedal because the enclosure looks similar, the name is the same, the logo, the color, the knobs. Everybody was outraged, and what strikes me is that nowadays the market is so saturated with pedals, and pretty much every single pedal, every single modern pedal is a clone of something else, right? I have a few examples to give you right here. The Kingtone Duelist. In this pedal we have a blues breaker in one side and a tube screamer in the other side. Now, I would like to establish a few differences, and I'd love if you guys could let me know what you think in the comments. To me, Jesse Davey, Kingtone, is one of the very few guys who actually incorporates some innovation to the pedals. This is the first version of the Duelist, but I do have a new version of the Soloist, which has quite a few mini switches which change the response and the tone of the pedal quite a lot. And to me, he's one of the pretty much the only person who did this, right? Everyone else pretty much only clones a tube screamer, and they add, a switch here, a switch there. They change some component, some value. That to me is not really innovation. So what strikes me here is that everyone seems to be really nervous and outraged because the enclosure of a pedal looks the same or similar, but they forget that inside pretty much every pedal nowadays is the same as something else, or with very minimal changes. Ceriatone Centura. I don't remember anybody being nervous or upset or outraged, about the Centura when it came out. This looks like a clone. Inside the PCB is very similar to that one of the real clone Centaur. The parts are similar. The serial numbers are handwritten almost in the same spot. Yet I don't remember anybody being outraged by the Centura. So what I mean is, sorry about the noise. What I mean is, I remember in my channel I have a few videos of some DemonFX pedals. DemonFX pedals, very peculiar company. They clone pedals, and they not only clone the circuits, but they also don't have any shame in replicating the looks. And the other day I saw online also a clone of a JHS pedal with the exact same enclosure, and everybody was crazy, like, oh my god, how they could, they didn't even go the extra mile to design their own box, their own enclosure. I'm like, would you be upset if they did change the enclosure, they painted to in another color, they designed their own graphics outside? Would you be outraged? Would you be nervous? Would you be upset? I mean, you're forgetting that even if they do change the enclosure or the color or the graphic, the components of the pedals are still the same. They are still a copy. I remember in my YouTube channel, in one of those DemonFX pedals, somebody was arguing with me that how terrible it was that this was a clone of the Nordvang Gravity, which is a tube screamer and a clone. And this person was very upset that the DemonFX guys didn't even have the decency of designing their own enclosure. They even also replicated the logo or something like that. I'll just put pictures on the screen. But I'm like, come on, man. Okay, they are replicating the aesthetics, the cosmetics. Fine. But what about the insides? The insides are still the same, you know? Even the North Bank guys, they cloned Tube Screamers, Blues Breakers, and clones, you know? And all of those boutique pedals that we use and we love, they're all clones of something else, you know? Nobody is complaining about those clones of the fuzz phases. They have very few components, yet, you know, nobody's complaining because people are putting them inside of different enclosures. That's what concerns me, because you can't just be outraged because of the enclosure. What about the insides? You know, the enclosure doesn't make any sound. It doesn't affect your tone. The circuit is the important part. And most circuits are copies nowadays. You know, the Blues Breaker, the clone, the Tube Screamer, most fuzzes, you know. What about those Line 6 multi-effects that we love? You know, I have in my pedal board, I have a Line 6 HX1, the small one, the one that you can run only one effect at a time. It has hundreds of effects. They are all, you know, taken from the originals. And I don't see anybody complaining about that, right? So what about, for example, Aion FX? Aion FX, you should check them out. It's a website for you know, DIY community, and you can buy the kits and you can build your own pedal. They have their own enclosures. You know, they're all black with names that, you know, they made up. And then you have the board and all of the components, great quality components with good tolerances and everything like that. And they are straight clones. I don't see anybody complaining about those, right? You know, it's, to me, if we talk about the ethical implications of something like what Behringer is doing with the Centaur, we should probably look deeper into this, because if we complain about Behringer, we also should complain about anybody else who is cloning a clone Centaur. Because no matter if you have a different enclosure or a different size or whatever, the circuit is being cloned. You know, if you have the right components, I have built my own clone in the past, you know, with Panasonic capacitors, you know, the right diodes measuring those negative 0.35 forward voltage or whatever, you know, and it sounded exactly like my Centura, for example, you know. So that's something that I'd love to read what you guys think, you know, since everybody seems to be so nervous about these pedals. And it seems to me that people are outraged by clones when they are affordable or cheap. You know, when DemonFX does something that you can buy on Amazon for $50, and then when somebody else, you know, a boutique company makes the same thing but really expensive, that seems to be right, and then the cheap Amazon knockoff seems to be wrong. You know, let's just be clear about this. Both, you know, the Amazon replica and the expensive boutique one, they are both cloning something else. None of them invented anything, right? So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. This is a very interesting topic, you know, to discuss, given the latest developments in the pedal industry. So let me know what you think, guys. For those of you who always tune into my channel, thank you very much. And then for those of you who are new, please like and subscribe, and welcome to my channel. And Stay tuned. Thanks, guys. Let me read you in the comments.